I don't know if I should be standing back here to make it official or
Wherever you're comfortable.
Let me start back here and I'll work my way around the room. I could have made this talk about Habitat for Humanity. It's such a great organization. So is the Rotary Club. But I'm so glad to be here with some familiar faces and some new faces. So thank you so much. And the food is incredible. I made a to-go bag, as you can see. Let me share a quick little story that I heard from, some of you may know him, Desmond Tutu. He talked about a guy driving his car around a cliff. And the cliff had a very steepness on both ends. So as he went around a corner, accidentally he bumped into a platform on the road, and the car started to tumble down the cliff. Some way, somehow, he managed to wiggle his way out of the car, and he held on to a twig. And when he looked down, there goes the car, tumbling and tumbling and tumbling, big crash. So he's holding on, his arms are getting weak. As the wind blew, the twig started to shake, and he started screaming for help and frantic. Help me, is anyone up there? 2-3 times. And this big loud voice came from the sky. Is everything okay down there? And he says, help me. And then the voice says, do you trust me? Yes, I trust you. I can't hold on anymore. And the voice says, let go of the twig. I'm gonna catch you before you land. No response. 2 minutes later, he says, help me. Is there anyone else up there? So, just thought I'd share that with you guys. All right. Some people inspire themselves. Amazing people like yourself inspire others. So I have a question for you. When was the last time you inspired someone? Or better yet, who will you inspire? What is it that improve and give you the quality of life? What is that one thing that improves the quality and controls the quality of your life? Some may think it's a house, some might think it's a boat, some might think it's a car, some might think it's an iPad or iPhone, some might think it's sitting here and eating a wonderful meal. But what controls the quality of your life and everyone else's life is the impact that you have on others. And that's what controls the quality of your life. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about the importance of leaving a life legacy. And I know what you're thinking is a very tough and heavy subject, but I think it's one that needs to be heard, and it will help us to reflect on where we are and where we're going. Now, I'm sure you all know what legacy means, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So your legacy is the catalyst for life. Your legacy is the footprint that you leave when you are gone. And of course, there's good legacies and there's bad legacies, correct? So let's talk about some of the good legacies that I guess this club have made. I was talking to a Cotero and he was telling me that you guys donate 100 dictionary every year to Booker High School, right?
Different schools.
There are various schools. I think that's an incredible legacy. Another legacy will be the partnership with Save-A-Lot and donating turkeys or preparing meals for various needy family during Thanksgiving. That's an incredible legacy. Your legacy doesn't necessarily have to be a turkey or giving book. It could be just going out to dinner and looking at someone and smiling at them. Looking at someone and smiling and talk about your program and what you do here at the Rotary Club. You know, perhaps you might invite them to the Rotary Club. I've been here, this is my second time, but I truly feel that I know all of you guys because you make me so welcome and you're so friendly. So imagine if everyone went out there and just talked to your neighbors, your friends about the Rotary Club. So that's a legacy. Now, here's a bad legacy. According to research, during the average lifetime, the average person would throw away 600 times his or her own body weight in trash, in garbage. So a person that weighs 150 pounds, they're gonna have a trash legacy of 90,000 pounds. Okay, that's a bad legacy. So there's good legacy and there's bad legacy.
I'm avoiding that.
Okay, so today, this tape measure right here, and we're not building houses, okay? This tape measure will help you to reflect where you are, where you've been, and where you are going, okay? I'm gonna need a couple of volunteers. Maybe I'm gonna call one person up at a time, and I'm gonna ask you one or two questions, and you can make them up. That way you don't feel too uncomfortable, okay? One of it involves your age, and I will show you where you are. And these numbers here, they're inches, but it actually, for this today, represents your age. So can I get a volunteer? Coach, you wanna, can I get a volunteer?
You want me to choose a volunteer?
I just need a volunteer.
All right.
Okay, give my big volunteer. Okay, so you stand over there.
I hope that's a long ruler.
There you go, I will stretch it out.
I'm not gonna show you my hands.
Okay, this is another interesting statistic. The average male after the age of 65 are gonna live through 84. Okay, the average female will live to 86 on average. Okay, so, and you can make this up. Okay, you
I'm
don't-
making it up already. You haven't even asked me the question.
Okay, so tell us your age.
85.
Okay, so 85. Coach, can you hold that? Okay, right there.
Yeah.
So now, this is what you've used up. Okay, very important, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you used up. And as we discuss his and use that as an example, I want all of you to reflect on where you are and what you want to do while you're still here and what you want to go. Okay, so this is what he's used up. So all of his, from birth to here, is everything that he's used, all of his accumulated knowledge, everything that he's learned, all of his dreams that he's accomplished, and also the time lost not achieving some of the things. Because I know some of you have achieved a lot of things in your life, and perhaps there's a few things you still would like to do. Okay? But unfortunately, we cannot turn the clock back. So let that go for a
Is that a
second.
2,500 rule?
So,
I said I have more to go.
okay, so scoot back a little bit, Coach. So you let that go for a second. So this part, ladies and gentlemen, is gone, okay? So now, thanks, Coach. Yes. And this was, okay, you hold that here. So this is what's left. Okay, it's a hard topic, but this would get you to do more. Okay, so what 3 things would you like to accomplish that would leave an impact on maybe this group, perhaps a family, perhaps?
I'd like to have 6 more inches. Learn a foreign language.
Okay, learn a foreign language, and think about yours, because I might pick out someone else next. Okay, 1.
Oh, gee.
You can make it up. It doesn't have to
A
be.
grease job on your
Well,
airplane.
to fly a C-151.
That's nice.
And what else?
Okay.
And maybe go on a racetrack, do an automobile race.
Exactly. That's beautiful. That's nice. And now, if and when you pass that statistical mark, and I'm sure all of you will agree with me, that becomes a gift. Okay? The question is, what are you gonna do with the gift that you have? Thank you. That's good. Give them a big round of applause. So what are you gonna do with the gift that you have right now? Okay, and I know some have been in the Rotary Club for a long time. Okay, and you may feel that you've accomplished everything that you set out to accomplish here at the Rotary Club. You know, you have a family, perhaps, or getting a family, or you have a house, or you have a boat or a plane, or you travel. And now, I'm just gonna sit here and wait until the curtains of life falls down. Okay? Do not let yourself get into that perpetual state of I've done all I can do and I cannot do anything else. You still have more left in you. So your legacy, as stated before, is the catalyst for life. It's the footprint that you will leave when the curtains fall. When I started working at Habitat for Humanity, I still remember my old boss. Her name is Judy Wilcox. I would go into her office, and Judy would always tell me, Chancey, you always have to have a thick skin. You always have to have a thick skin when you go out there. And now that Judy is retired, now I understand what she meant by have a thick skin. And I got promoted shortly after Judy retired as the Restore manager. So now I understand what she meant by having a thick skin. So leaving a life legacy, it basically sets the tone and standard for you and I to wake up in the morning and flourish and thrive and give life our absolutely best shot. Okay? Coach Harrell, for example, when I trained with Coach Harrell and he retired, Coach would get up in the morning and he would call me and say, hey, I need you to go and give me 5 miles of running. So it gave him a purpose and a reason to wake up in the morning. So what is your reason? What's going to give you that thrive, that tenacity to make you get up in the morning? That's your legacy.
Got a question?
Nope. I just want you to think about it for a split second. Mahatma Gandhi had a legacy. Mother Teresa had a legacy. Neil Armstrong, the famous man that walked on the moon for the first time, absolutely had a legacy. And you may think, what walking on the moon have to do with legacy? A lot, actually. Because Neil Armstrong gave us the thought process that anything is possible. That if you put your mind to it and believe in it, you can achieve it. So he left a life legacy, and after he walked in the moon, hundreds of other people have walked in the moon. And I know that may not be your legacy, but the question is, what would you leave as a legacy? Okay, I'm just gonna open this up as a group discussion, and maybe perhaps you guys can share any ideas with the group of what legacy means to you, to help us inspire each other. So, any questions or comments in terms of life legacy and the importance of a legacy? Yes.
Yes, having been in the school system for so many years up north and here, I noticed that today's generation particularly, because I've been on the planet since 1945, today's generation seems to live for the moment. They live for the day. They don't have a mindset that says, I want to do something in a year, and I'm going to do everything I can to accomplish that goal. They don't have goals. They're I would call it a McDonald's society. They want to give $1 and they immediately get their burger, and that's how their mindset works. There's no planning involved. It's a moment by moment, pleasure oriented existence, and I think it's terrible.
Right.
I don't
Right.
like the way today's generation largely exists.
Right.
So what can happen, Bolo, do you think, that would change that whole mindset around with these kids?
I think
Good question.
if you guys have to go out there and motivate them, because maybe they don't see life the same way that we do. So I think having a partnership with the young people like you are doing could spark them in such a way where it could ring a bell in their mind, and they could go, aha, I get it. You know, maybe I need to think in a different way. But I agree with you. One of the ways of leaving a legacy is have a goal. What do you want to achieve in your lifetime? Because time is ticking. You know, life is like riding in a taxi cab, whether it's moving or standing, the clock is ticking. So I think having a goal and making an action to achieve those goals could certainly help to carve your legacy as well. But I think the partnership with the kids and not even kids, but adults, and just talking to them in such a way where it could spark something in their mind to change and make them think different. And then what happens is down the line, they will say, you know what? I remember Coach Harold told me that, you know, about 10 years ago. And so your name comes up again. Yes.
Through Rotary. In 1993, Dan being a pilot, we were called upon to transfer a Russian child coming into the United States for open heart surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be done in his country. There was a fledgling project called Gift of Life in the New York area. We flew this boy and his mother to Ithaca. They thought they'd land in JFK and take a bus. They didn't know. But we met a group of people, a group of Rotarians, who so impressed us with their giving and their accepting and doing this project. We went back to Westchester, where we came from, and Dan, we said, it's a rich county, it's a rich district, why can't we do that here?
Mm-hmm.
And Dan approached our district governor, et cetera, and the hospital, and the doctors, and he got the program going. The doctors volunteered their time, no charge. The hospital charged practically nothing. We started paying the hospital $4,500 per surgery. we brought the children in, we sent a medical mission we did third world and developing countries. The doctors examined these children, and accepted those who could withstand the trip and have good results. And not to go into too much detail, our whole district became involved. It's a very important program now, it's international. Dan was chairman for 15 years. I was on the board. We had dinners every year. I did the journal, a lot of stuff. But the legacy, the accomplishment that we feel, we were invited to Africa where we had children from Uganda and Kenya, and they hosted us. We met the children, those who we didn't meet here, and those who we did, here being up north.
Right.
And it was such an experience that I feel that apart from everything else we've done, we've always been involved in Chamber of Commerce, Scouts, PTA, a lot of stuff, politics. That this is kind of our biggest legacy.
Yeah.
To date, they've done about 30,000 children
Wow.
all over the world.
That's awesome. That's
That's
beautiful.
wonderful,
There's a
isn't it?
legacy for you.
That's a
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful legacy.
And we were, not a small part of it, but we did what we felt we had to do,
Mm-hmm.
and very successful.
Thanks for sharing that. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Same thing with the wheelchair project that Rotary has got. For $50 donation, they'll buy a $300 wheelchair and give it to a child that could have no chance of walking and be able to get mobile instead of having a parent always have to take them around. That's a worldwide program also.
Right.
This is going up to 100, but
Huh?
Yeah, it's up to 100.
Oh,
That's all-
inflation has
That's
hit
still all
everybody.
right. That's still, they match
That's
it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. So if you, and I truly believe that life is about ourselves, but it's embracing people around us, right? Because everything that we have, we can take it with us
free, right?
when that time comes, when the flame of life goes out. I mean, have anyone seen a U-Haul driving behind a hearse? Have anyone seen that? You can't take it with you. So you might as well make an impact on your families, your friends, your loved one, and maybe it's another organization, or maybe it's a person in a Rotary Club. And that way, your name is written in the Lamb Book of Life for a long, long time to come. Life is about the impact that we have on others. I heard a quote by Shannon L. Alder, and she said, "Carve your names on hearts and not tombstone." And I know that this group here at the Rotary Club, your names will be carved on every single one that you touch, including all of those kids from the local high school and folks that are involved with the Rotary Club, at the boxing club. Your name will remain with those people for a very, very long time to come. And that's what a legacy is. So I challenge all of you here today, when you get out of here, to keep in the back of your mind what your legacy would be, because every single day that you wake up in the morning is your legacy. Thanks.
Okay, Dynamite. On behalf of our club, I'd like to present you with just a small token of our esteem for your presence today, your presentation today. This pen.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much.
Would you like this taken as a present?
Uh,
You're going.
You can hold it.
Oh.